Hi, it's Rachel from Fidelity. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. We were just talking about Chinese products, and there's good Chinese products and there's other Chinese products.
Right.
So what's the mistake people make? People think that all products from China are...
Well, in general, the made in China is one brand in most people's mind, but there is a difference in different brands. For example, what we see at dollar store here, we think it's junk, they never last, we'll just throw away. You don't see those in China at all, actually. You cannot buy those household products in China unless you go to flea market or very cheap place. The store there are selling reasonably quality products at a reasonable price for the local demand. Same thing with the audio, electronics. There's good ones and not so good ones. And also, like the purchasing person going there to source materials, they have their criteria. If you work for Walmart, your goal is reducing costs for the company, and you go with whatever cheaper possible. But if your goal is for quality, you go for what's the best quality. So that's the difference. Well, quality after a year, I actually increase the price to them. I encourage them, say, keep doing a good job because there is demand, there is enough price difference. I will actually give you bonus for that.
That's a unique model. Yeah, that's a big difference.
That's the model works. And people, the suppliers loyal with us, they work as a team. That's what different. If I go there to nickel and dime with them, I'll get exactly what I paid for. That's true. That's
very well put.
Yes.
That's very, very good business model. That's very astute of you to do that. How long have you been doing it?
For this,
yes.
We started in 2006, so it's come up to 6 years.
Well, why don't you show some of the products you have at SSI today?
Sure, absolutely.
Great.
So basically we're featuring two brands here. You will see Opera, Consonance. Opera is the business name, and Consonance is the brand, because there's an Italian company called Opera Speakers. To avoid that, they call Consonance. So this is the company doing the best quality high-end audio from China. They do from analog to digital, everything. So digital products from China, lots of them are not really up to date for technology, but this company exception. And also they make these beautiful giant turntables, you can see.
The turntable, it is beautiful and it is giant, and it looks like layered.
Yeah, what they call this navy plywood, I think.
Marine plywood.
Well,
Marine
yes.
plywood.
Some people telling me, yes, it's multi-layered. So for texture, some people like it. That's aluminum. So usually you see turntable have a few different materials. They have different resonance factors. So they're always blended. You cannot use one type of materials only. Yeah.
Well, the price point is exceptional at $3,200 for the turntable and tone arm.
Come with one arm. So these are actually two arms, same arm with different lengths. One's shorter, one's longer. You can mount a different arm. These would take a standard regular arm, lots of different arms. The table actually can take a 3, so there's another one not installed here. So it's a ultimate fun stuff for you to play with it forever.
And what's sitting next to the turntable?
That's their signature CD player.
Yeah.
So it's called Droplet. As you can see, these decorations. So audio should be not just electronics. They should also be a visual art.
I agree with
that. So
that.
this is the company making things have visual impact. You look at it, you will not forget it. So that's what they call Droplet, and it's top loading. So you have a cover there, and we imported it for North America as an example for control quality. We actually throw in a $500 wholesale price Philips CD Pro drive. That's out of Philips factory door, $500. We don't add 1 cent. We pass directly to customer for reliability. So people don't worry about it.
Is the drive installed in China or here?
It's all installed in China. So we
China?
order from the factory, yes, with the setup, stuff like that.
Well, what else do we have here, Rachel?
We have some very big, giant-looking tube amps.
The amps are great looking. Yeah,
Right,
845
yes.
tubes.
It's great heater and great
Yeah.
light.
Yes.
So these called 845. Whenever you see one on each side, it's called a single-ended. So 28 watts, and this is basically a progression from 300B. People, when they start doing tube amp, usually start with the EL34, KT80. Then they say, I want better quality of sound. They go 300B, but 300B has a limited power. Then you have a weakness there. Then you move out to 845 without losing the 300B quality, get more power. That's sort of the progression of audiophile to do tube amps.
845s are some of my favorite tubes because they give you the power.
Right.
They give you a lot of chesty sound. They give you a really natural sound. They
Right.
give you musicality in spades and that single-ended magic.
Yes, that's true. That you can tell the sound image is different from 300B right away.
Yes, it does.
Yes, we also have, of course, we have 300B. We have a single-ended parallel one, and then sometime during the show probably we'll do a comparison, then people can experience what 300B is about and what 845 is about.
Well, show us what you have on the table over here.
Sure. Here we have a two tube amps by opera consonants. The black tubes are a brand we represent. It's called a Pavane. Well, should be Pavane, but they decided to spell it as PSV. Just ignore the S, read it as Pavane.
Pavane.
Yes. So Grand Fidelity does quality control. We screen the tubes we got from the factory, and we pick the good ones called a grade A. And then of course they're a bit more expensive, but that's the quality we do. We provide reliability for people if they have high-end amps. And these are we put on for display, and they make a big difference on the sound of the tube amp. You definitely will hear the money spent. It's
will.
not like something you
Yeah.
spend money and say, well, what's the difference, right? So these are 300Bs, these are KT88s. The uniquely different is they're black. So you can tell. I think China is the only one now is making black bottle tubes.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, and they've been selling pretty well. The previous one called Treasure, then the team decided to start their own company. You see the picture of the company. That's a rack of tube burners out of the factory.
Yes, and they're cooking the tubes there.
Right, yes. So manual assembly is a highly labor-intensive, skilled work.
Yes.
It's not saying somebody easily to pick up the skills, but they've been doing a great job, and they have lots of different models. So we do most of the common ones, smaller ones, EL34.
Yeah, the EL34 is $136 for a quad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So whenever you see the silver logo, this
Yeah.
is called a hi-fi series. It's affordable for everybody to be able to retube their amps.
That's
and
great
not cost a
price.
fortune.
Yeah, that's a wonderful price, and a wonderful price too for the KT88s.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
186.
Yeah,
Yeah, and 300B 178 a pair.
yeah, that's a very, very
They
good price
also
for those
have
too.
They also do very high-end tubes. This is a 100% replica of Western Electric original 300B. They look identical. The parts, everything, size exactly the same, and they're reproducing. We had an audition. The audiophile come to show them. They said that this sounds better than original 300B because the original 300B was developed for telephone lines. It wasn't for high-end audio. But now with the company, everybody doing developer amps, everything. So sound is very good, and also, well, it's a legend. Some people
That's
just
right.
want to own a piece of the history, right?
right.
You can't get the original. Original is about $3,000-4,000 a pair now. Yes, these are going for $935 plus shipping. Is still under $1,000.
For a pair.
Yes. Yeah, and they're selling extremely well. You can't believe I got pre-order all sold out.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Right. Yeah.
What's the difference in sound between the KT88 and the 300B in your mind?
KT88, it's you lose a little bit of inner details, but you get the power. You have the feel of punch to your chest. You have bottom end. 300B is great for like a female vocal, jazz, soft music, and not punchy. Then you get all the details, musicality, stuff like that. So this is kind of like a pinnacle of tuba sound, but not enough power. That's why 845 coming in for offset with the limit of it.
Well, you have a great line of products here. You're a great entrepreneur.
I hope so.
Well, it's great. It's great to meet you at SSI, and we look forward to doing some listening over the next several days, and wish you lots of luck with the show here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Okay.
Okay, great.